All right, hello, everybody. I'm going to make a motion to open the select board meeting on July 14, 2025 at 5:30 PM. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye?
Aye.
Thank you. This meeting is being recorded by Marshfield Community Media. It is permissible for others to record this meeting. If anyone else is recording this meeting, can you please notify the select board? I invite everybody to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. I have comments, but
No.
I'm going to hold off maybe till the following meeting because we have a lot in the agenda, and plus we have the ZBA meeting afterwards. So, Peter, do you have anything for a town administrator report?
Just that in correspondence with Chief Tavares, the Levitate Festival went off without a hitch. There were no arrests. There were some minor medicals, one transport to the hospital. No one was kicked out. So commend all the team of public safety professionals that worked together to make that a success. We also had a bond rating call this past week with Standard & Poor's for a small $3 million issue that we're doing. It went well. We're awaiting confirmation of our rating this week, and I'll pass it on when we receive it. Thank you.
Thank you. There's no public comment, to my understanding? Okay. 5:30 appointment, the Revolutionary War Honor Roll Committee update. Mr. Thomas Whalen, the chair. Mr. Thomas, why don't you come up and speak?
How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I want to bring everybody up to speed. I'm looking at new faces. We started 3.5 years ago. I don't think either one of you were on the board. So in 2022, February, the selectmen started a committee to look into doing something for the veterans of the American Revolution. We come up, for the last 3.5 years, we worked on it, and I think you'll see one of the things. We're going to do a monument, and I think you have a picture. Do you have stuff for me?
In regards to,
I brought some stuff in last.
oh, we have stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Do you have the same stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
This is the way the monument will be looking. It's going to be on the town green right over here. That's the monument itself.
All right, hold on. Nothing's going to be in the order, but I do it. Okay.
About 14 foot tall. It's going to have 203 names on it.
How many names?
203 names on the obelisk. The secondary base will have some events. I think you have the secondary base showing different events and a quote from American Revolutionary Soldier. Okay, it's going to take place April 19, 2026 at 1 p.m.
Do you know what day that is?
It's a Sunday.
It is a Sunday.
Actually, Veterans Day is Patriots Day is the next day, but we celebrate. People don't realize on April 19th, there were 2 alarms that took place in Massachusetts. One in Concord and Lexington, but there was another one right in Marshfield. We were the only 2 towns were occupied by the British, Boston and Marshfield. People don't know that. So anyways, let's go check this out. Dedication. We plan on starting about 1 p.m. Because of churches and stuff. This church over here will probably be active up to about noon time. We expect it probably to last about 2 hours or so. And you can go down quickly. Entrance parade, police, town officials. Presentation of colors. We have a local singer in Marshfield. He's going to sing the Star Spangled Banner. I can't remember his name right now. And then Jim Galinsky, I don't know if you've seen his book, it's Tale of Two Towns. It's about Situate and Marshfield during the Revolution. It's a pretty good book. He's going to be one of the speakers. Then the committee will be speaking. they're gonna have an honor roll, gonna sound off all the names of everybody on the obelisk itself. And the keynote speaker will be Jonathan Lane. He's the executive director of the Rev 250 committee in Boston. And we'll finish up with God Bless America. So what we don't know, Mike Maresco was on our committee for over 3 years, and Mike wanted to invite everybody. So I don't know what extent the town wants to get involved. You know, I mean, public officials becoming, you're going to invite public officials, I have no idea. So that's what we're here to talk about, some of the stuff. But any ideas what the town would like to do as far as being represented?
I mean, representative, I mean, I guess, up to 3 select board members if you choose to attend. I mean, do you have any thoughts?
Who's normally invited to these type of events?
We had something this past spring here. You know, a couple of state representatives have brought a proclamation. Yeah, we didn't know it was coming, but it showed up, so. Things like that matter if somebody wants to do that.
So would you be reaching out to the state reps, or is that something that we do, or?
Well, I'm not, no.
That could be done through this
Through our
office.
office?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
We'd
I'm just-
reach out to the state rep, the state senator, possibly the congressman.
Okay,
I don't know if they want to speak. The last guy, he spoke for about 10 minutes.
okay.
So, I mean, it's something we'd have to plan. So what I'm showing you is what our intentions are. So if we want to expand this, we're going to have to know.
It is, I think you anticipated 2 hours, if I read that correct on this, right?
Yeah.
Now, is that just with what you have right now?
Estimate, yeah, roughly,
So if we add on,
yeah.
it's going to expand the time,
Yeah.
obviously. I mean, did the previous select board, did they put this under you? I mean,
Well,
are you supposed to put everything together? How is this laid out?
we're taking the initiative. We've only had one selectman come to a meeting in the last 3.5 years, and stay long, so I don't know if we, you know, there's been no representation from the select board on our committee in the last 3.5 years. So we're looking for input now, because we, you know, it's gonna happen like, in, 9 months, this is gonna take place.
Okay, that'd be news to me in regards to wanting someone to come out there and get input and everything like that. So, I mean, I'm willing to do it. I can't speak for you, if you're willing to do it as well, but I mean, if you're having a meeting, just notify us, and then, and if I can't make it, I'll let the other 2 members know, and they can then
Usually meet on
represent.
the third Wednesday of the month at the town hall.
All right, you can just send out a reminder, that'd be great. So, all right, so you're just looking to, as of what we're speaking about right now, you're just looking to invites in regards to who else should we invite to this event? So, Peter, you were saying that through the select board, we should invite, I guess, what do you want, dignitaries?
Yeah,
I guess who wants to speak?
the legislative delegation, and I would say the congressman, that would be it.
Okay.
It is-
Did you have anything in mind?
It is the 250th anniversary of America, so
Yep.
we should keep that in mind. It's the one time.
It's a big event.
Yeah, it is.
That was the other thing I had concerns with. So we're gonna have it on the town green, right?
Yeah.
But you said the church, the services down at
Church,
noontime?
We're working with the church right now, because we got people coming from a distance giving talks. They can hold roughly 150 people in the church hall. So we've been talking with them, with allowing us to use the hall if it does rain. It's still up in the air, we're working with it, so.
What time is their last mass at that church?
I think it's like 11.
9:30.
Is it 9:30?
Oh, it's 9:30? Okay, so it's plenty, so by the time they get out,
Preliminary talks, it's not a problem.
no, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't a late mass.
That's
and
why
then
we waited till
Pose a
5
problem with
o'clock,
parking and all that, so, okay.
And there's also, I have down, possible school participation. We need some techie people to help us. And we're gonna look into that too.
What about the school band?
I don't, we're going to have, National Guard's gonna bring a fife and drum band with to town.
Okay.
We won't know until January 1st, after January 1st, so we don't know if they're coming or not. I'm not gonna count on them. I have talks with Jonathan Lane. He said if you need people, he can bring people here. They do have a couple of fife and drum bands that they can bring with them. So the next thing would be, I put together a dedication day budget. You have that here?
Before you jump on,
Yeah.
jump to that, so aside from inviting dignitaries, is there anything else you need from the select board office?
Yeah, this section here. There.
What's coming up?
Yeah.
Did you have anything to add?
Yes, when you say tech people, what exactly do you need? Sound people or?
Well, we need a sound system, which I'll get into with you.
Okay,
Someone can run that, stuff like that.
So it sounds, someone to run the sound system?
Yeah, sound system. I think the kids are pretty good at that.
okay,
We also, we're thinking about, prior to that, we have some like military-style music and we'll be playing that. Probably get 10 or 15 songs, and just continue playing. We need help to do that. I don't know if it's going to be on a stick or what. That's another
Okay.
thing, so.
okay. Thank you.
So, the one thing with this, we don't know how many people are gonna come. Based on what we had earlier this year, we had 68 people show up for a small event. So, we actually have no idea who's coming. Could be other people from other towns, So I started out with 150 chairs, additional VIP seating, 12, National Guard band, I need like 20. The cost of that's roughly $805 for the chair rental, plus delivery. Outdoor restrooms, based on 150 people, we need 2 units. One would have to be handicapped. That's gonna run around $635. But we'd like to throw this out to you. The town has enough chairs on hand, if they allow us to use them, put them out there.
Chairs from where?
Like with last town meeting, everybody sat in the
Oh, those plastic
gym, and they had those.
white chairs?
Yeah, the white chairs.
Absolutely.
And also, in lieu of getting these toilets, I don't know if we'd be allowed to use the first floor
I think,
restrooms, the handicap accessible.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we'll leave that, the building open with this.
So that would reduce the cost that we need substantially. I have down public security. I think someone who's gonna handle that, because we're not gonna handle that.
All right, so
Marshfield Police Department, they should be notified.
have you reached out to the Marshfield Police Department in regards to this?
I have. I just talked to the lieutenant there, and they said, because they're getting ready to start to put some stones around. I believe that's one of the things they're going to do. And I didn't go any further than that. Shaw, I talked to Lieutenant Shaw. Maybe he's captain now, I don't know.
And so you have reached out to them. I know that, like you said, that you're gonna plan on putting stones around. Is there anything else you discussed with them in regards to this
No,
event
that's what he
and
told me.
what their needs are?
He said that, we have to get to the chief. Someone's gonna have to talk to him. They're gonna need some security there.
So I'm thinking, as we're discussing this, maybe we should have, now that we're getting more information, maybe we should have a well, I guess, pick a day, your next meeting maybe, and then get everybody there that you want, so at least we get the ball rolling in regards to what your needs are and everything,
Yeah.
and then,
We did notify them before the last event we had here, and I never heard back from anybody. I sent an email to the police chief, fire chief, so I didn't get anything back in response. I guess they thought everything was gonna be all right. I don't know.
in regards to, sitting down with you guys?
No,
having
we
a-
actually had boots on the ground over there when we had that thing. It didn't happen.
Okay, all right, so, what do you say, third Wednesday of the month, you hold a meeting?
Yeah, 7 o'clock, yeah.
Third Wednesday. All right, Peter, can you reach out to Chief DeVaz and Chief LaSalva? Who else do you need? would you like to be present at the meeting?
That's, most it's gonna be, security for the crowd's gonna be there. I think it falls under the police department.
Okay, so there's nobody, besides the fire and police, there's nobody else that you think you need
No, I don't believe so.
to have a discussion with in regards to, okay. So I'll have Peter reach out and see if they can make time for your next meeting coming up. And I would ask to send out a reminder to everybody, and I'll make time to attend as well. All right?
And we're gonna provide water. We don't know what type of day it will, but water's cheap. I mean, if we get a table, we're looking at probably at 240 bottles of water. That's like $60. Printing program handouts and printer materials. We estimate the cost of $200, but we have been in talks with the people down at the county jail. I think they can help us out with some of that stuff.
There's one thing I've been wondering about when I've seen some of the costs in regards to some things and how to offset them. I mean, is this something the town's picking up in regards to the cost?
Yeah. CPC, we have a CPC grant, but we can't pay for that out of the CPC grant.
Have you reached out to like the business community, see if they would like to, if you think it would be appropriate to advertise and maybe offset the cost?
We didn't, because early on, town council recommended that if we were gonna do something like that, we'd have to form seeking money.
Oh, like a 503C?
We didn't want to get into that.
You don't want to get, okay.
We've had some people ask us, part of the thing out there, we're gonna have bronze stars all the way around the walkway, representing the 13 colonies. And so some people have reached forward to ask if they can buy one of those as a gift. So I think we can accept a gift, something like that.
Okay.
I think 3 people had an interest in $160 a piece. That's our cost. So,
All right, so what you're saying is the committee in itself doesn't want to get into the process of setting up a 503C.
no, I don't think we need it. I mean, if we can get the seats from the town and we can get the restrooms from the town, those are the 2 major things that we'll need. The sound system, there might be something in town here, I'm not sure. We haven't had much success trying to find somebody that rents it.
I mean, during the
It's gonna be an outside.
Memorial and Veterans Day Parade, when we were having it at the Veterans Park, there was always a sound
I
system.
reached out to Karen, and she said that the person she uses won't be available.
Okay,
So if anybody has any ideas of someone, I think we'll probably take up an area 100 by 100 at the most, so you're gonna have the speakers, a couple of
Yep.
speakers, so that people can hear.
between people being there, the traffic and all that,
Yeah.
it's something good to get over the outside noise.
So,
Maybe, might be somebody, a regular resident in town that would be able to help with that, but right now, I'd say maybe MCM might be a good spot. Maybe Sean Leary might be able to help out in that area, or at least maybe guide us in regards to that matter.
we got plenty of time to do it, but I called several companies that, they weren't interested in doing it.
Really?
Well, they really don't rent them. Well, they would have to be a package deal. They're gonna bring their stuff, they're gonna set up their own equipment, stuff like that.
Are they DJs or what?
I don't know, they're not DJs.
So we're looking for like a kind of a DJ?
Maybe a DJ might have the equipment, yeah, he might have something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A DJ may be the area to go to in regards to the equipment and what you need. I'm sure there's quite a few DJs in this town that might be willing to help out. So
Yeah.
somehow get that word out. And actually, is that something we could put on tidbits maybe?
Yeah, there are some companies that help out at town meetings that we could tap into as well.
Okay.
What about the school? Does the school system have a sound operation?
They may. I'll check into it,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
I believe the Historical Society has a speaker, but I don't know how big it is. So, we're looking into that one also.
So the potentially another added cost may be the equipment for a DJ or a sound company in regards to that.
So if you can cover, if the town can take care of allowing us to use the restrooms, which would be easy, you can just cordon that off, people can't get by. I think they've done it in the past, years past. And the seating, we can get the chairs, have them brought over, we can all put them up. So that's the biggest cost, you're looking at about $1,500 for that.
Yeah, if we already have enough seating on hand, like you said, with the bathroom, we can always leave the bathrooms down in the building open, so I mean, yeah, that'd be a good cost savings right there,
All right,
absolutely.
so that's, I'd probably say if, depending on the microphone system, we probably wouldn't need more than $1,000 for the dedication, if that.
Okay,
And just quickly, and I don't think you have this here, but this is the layout out on the town green.
yeah, I don't think I seen that.
Yeah, well, I forgot to bring it, but we're also putting the walkway to the World War II honor roll. It sat out there like an orphan for the last 30, 40 years. So I think by putting the sidewalk out there and stuff like that, if they come into this, they could also see that. I think that's a very important monument downtown.
Absolutely.
And quickly. So I just, you have this is typical what you're going to
Yes.
see. And just like I talked about on the secondary stone, we have 3 events and 1 quote from Luther Sampson. He was a Marshfield private in the Revolutionary War. I found the quote on him, his days in the war. And so we're working out the font sizes right now. This here will be 1.5 letters, we know that for a fact. So it's gonna be 14 feet high, so from a certain distance, you should be able to read them without a problem. And they will be highlighted in a light gray paint, so they'll stand out. And I think that's what I got. The big thing was the budget for me. And I think I'm good. The big thing is the budget. We don't, we don't have any extra money for CPC. We'd have to come from town coffers, so. And with a $120 million budget, I think we can find the town coffers. I hope.
All right, so just a quick recap. So you need someone with a sound system,
Yeah.
a good sound system.
Yeah.
And then invite the dignitaries. And then need discussion with the Marshfield Police Department and the Marshfield Fire Department. And in regards to the sound system, maybe a DJ or somebody in town that has the equipment could be of help in regards to that. So is there anything else that you could think of at the top of your head?
No, if any of these dignitaries want to speak, we'll have to put them into the dedication thing.
Yeah, I guess as we reach out, and I'm sure people will want to speak, because you're going to have an event card, I would imagine, as well, right? To hand out to people?
Yeah.
So probably need to get that coordinated so you know what to print up and
Yeah.
who's going to speak and everything. So, yeah, I would agree.
We estimate it right now to probably be less than 2 hours. If someone else gets involved, I don't want to speak more than 10 minutes.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of people to talk. Anything else to add?
No.
All right, Mr. Whalen,
all I got.
is there anybody that's with you maybe that wants to speak on this? Or?
Let me see. Bertle Dahl's on the committee with me. Mary Sweeney.
Yeah, covered it.
All right, everything's good? I appreciate it. And like I said, shoot an email to the select board and Peter, just a reminder of your next meeting, and hopefully you can get the Chief Tavares and Chief LaSalva there, and as well as myself, and then just iron out whatever else we need to go through.
All right, that's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, discussion and vote to open and close special town meeting warrant. I don't have anything, this is pretty standard. Do you have anything to add?
No, I don't.
The only thing I would say is that, I know Steve's not here, but if either the board members want to present something, I guess, bring it to us before I guess hit the warrant so we can discuss it, and then decide if we all agree to put it on the warrant. Peter, is there anything that you would think that you would like to see on the warrant that needs to come before the select board before we actually put it on the warrant?
No, the usual things that you have for a special are unpaid bills from prior fiscal years and supplemental appropriations possibly capital appropriations that are related to things that you didn't know whether you'd have available funds for at the annual.
Okay.
So nothing, I don't have anything in particular that I'm thinking right now, but those are the types of things I think you're going to be presented with.
I would say,
There
if
will,
there's anything that comes up to you,
yeah,
that,
there'll be some zoning issues, I think, that'll come to you too.
yeah, I mean, the only reason I ask is, a previous town administrator would put things on that I wouldn't know about until the warrant was already printed and know things ahead. It's like, I like to have a discussion on these first before that happens, so that's why I ask.
Now, I don't like surprises.
Yes. All right, so, I move to open the special town meeting warrant on Monday, August 11th, 2025, and close the warrant on Thursday, August 21st, 2025, at 4 PM.
Okay,
Do
so
I have a second?
what you want to do is note that the special town meeting will be held on October 20th, 2025.
What was the date chosen for it?
October 20th, 2025.
Okay, let me see. I move to open special town meeting that will be held on October 20th, 2025, on Monday, August 11th, 2025, and close the warrant on Thursday, August 21st, 2025, at 4 PM. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Discussion and vote to approve and sign professional service agreement with Collins Center for Town Administrative Recruitment Services. I did have some things with the contract on that. Peter, on number 6, limitation of liability. No event shall UMass Boston be liable for any loss of profits, loss of use, loss of data, cost of cover, indirect, special, exemplary, punitive, incidental, or consequential damage of any kind in connection with the rise and out of this agreement or the services, then it goes on, but like loss of data, what would they be consider that?
Loss of data that would result in compensation would be a crashing of the entire computer system. So,
So things that are out of their control.
yeah, things that are out of their control. This is a very simple task that they're performing. Won't stress any computer systems or information systems, won't require any searches for data, allocate or aggregation of data that would be unusual. This is basically, you gather information about the community that you hope to find a town administrator for, you gather the applications, you rank them, and you present recommendations. So it's it's a low-risk activity.
All right, I was just like looking at that a lot. I was like, I know there's gonna be certain things, well, probably a whole bunch of things done by computer.
Yep.
And saved, I just wanted to make sure that, if there ever was an issue, that we're not starting this whole process over for whatever reason. In the task 3, page 3, the Collins Center will provide guidance to the screening committee on issues of confidentiality and avoiding social media searches. So is there a reason why they would refer the committee to avoid social media searches?
Because if you find something on social media on which you base your choice, and then that information is not truthful, that can open you up and taint your hiring process. So leave the information gathering to
what the Collins Center presents.
what the Collins Center is going to do. Don't go out on your own and do it. That's basically what they're saying here.
Okay. And in regards to the timelines, they have a month 1, interviews, meetings with select board, development and approval of the profile, placement and advertisement, begin recruitment. And then month 2, it goes recruitment network, outreach, meet with screening committee to establish process, set dates, determine questions, compile resumes for screening committee, distribute resume books to the screening committee, meet with the screening committee members to determine which candidates to invite for interviews. So is there a reason why they couldn't start the recruitment process now and then once they get the information from the select board members, they can sort it out then? I
We
mean,
could compress the time frames if you wanted.
that's what I'm looking
Yeah,
at.
you could probably knock a week off of the task one, or you could start task two 2 weeks into task one, or something like that, so that it's not 1 month, 1 month, 1 month. You could advertise it before you complete task one, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
don't
'cause I mean, I
there'd be
think.
a problem with that.
I mean, my look at it is I think it would be insane
No.
to wait 1 month and then start at month 2.
Yep.
In regards to recruitment, we can start
Right.
it now, because if they once they compile
Start
the
now.
information from the select board, whoever they're, for candidates, they can weed them out if need be, if they're not filling that criteria. So, yeah, I mean, I would say that, I mean, do you know off the hand if they're
They're already starting on this.
already started on it, but they're not committed to like month 1, month 2?
They'll work with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I've worked with them several times before. They're very cooperative.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like, for mine says, I don't think there's any reason for it, as long as everything goes well in the long run.
We
Okay.
should be able to get it done.
All right.
Are you trying to get rid of Peter faster?
I think his wife wants him back.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I'm running out of hours to work, quite frankly. That's my problem.
Okay, so action number 2, okay, do you have any questions or anything, Trish?
No, I'm good,
Okay.
thank you.
I move to accept and authorize the interim town administrator to sign the professional service agreement with the Edward J. Collins Jr. Center for Public Manager for town administrator recruitment services. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, next up is discussion and vote to accept and sign deed of John Sherman Estates. There is Greg Guimon in the house, and he is, give us a little update on this.
Good evening.
Thank you, Greg, for showing up with us.
You're welcome. John Sherman Estates actually started well before October 8th, 2013, but that's when it was approved. It has taken a very long time to build this subdivision. We've had some difficulties with it, but we've been able to work it through. In 2013, the open space parcel was to be owned by the Homeowners Association, with the Conservation Commission holding and enforcing the conservation restriction. However, in 2015, the State Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs determined conservation commissions could no longer hold CRs on private land. The applicant has been unable to find another entity to hold the CR. And eventually, we had the Conservation Commission decide that they would actually take the property. And that's what we're doing. This vote would turn over 10.5 acres of land to the town. That would go to your land area minimum as well. And all the open space issues have been resolved. Conservation Commission would be care and custody. This is one of the, I think we have one more step after this, and then we'll finally be done with John Sherman Estates. And we just recently finished up with Adelaide, which was another difficult subdivision, and that was from 2014. So 2 major long-term issues have been resolved.
I'm sure you're happy to get them off your plate.
Yes.
In regards to the GLAM and the potential acquisition of this property, where do we sit in those numbers?
So this would be 10 acres. The way I look at it is we have about 375 acres that the town is looking into, owners unknown, which is wetland, salt marsh. If we get 300 of those acres, plus these 10 acres, we would be down to 90 acres left to get for GLAM. Now, that is a little because we've never been able to run it, and under state law, you can only run it when somebody files a 40B. And then we're not sure if the state would agree with everything, but roughly, that's what we're looking at.
So when you're running the numbers, are you running them to the side of like over, like, all right, we think we need this, but let's say instead of like 350, let's say we'll play it safer, say we need 370.
Or 400 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. I would always like to be a little over what we think the number is,
Yep.
just in case the
Yep.
state doesn't accept something. We have until the next census to get that done. So that's
2030?
about 2031 and a half,
When that-
because it
when that
takes
next
about a
census-
year and a half for the census to actually come out with the housing numbers.
Okay.
So we have a little bit of leeway, but that's something that we should keep moving forward on,
Oh, I-
especially those unknown owners, because that's a big chunk that we could get.
How is that working out with the unknowns?
I don't know yet. We haven't heard back. It's been
So you sent the paperwork
turned
out
over
in
to Bob
regards to,
Galvin.
so you sent the paperwork out already in regards to where you just
Well,
didn't hear
there
back?
was money appropriated by
Correct.
CPC and stuff, and it was turned over to Bob.
Okay, so Bob's hand.
Bob's working on it.
Okay, so it's out of your hands is what you're saying?
At the moment, it's out of our hands.
All right. Okay. Do you have any questions,
No, I
Trish?
do not. Thank you.
Okay. I move to accept and sign the deed granting the town of Marshfield 2 parcels of land situated on Wright's Way in Marshfield to be held under the care and custody of the Conservation Commission for open space and conservation purposes. I do have to ask, while I'm reading this, do we have to state any ID, parcel ID or anything in regards to this? Do we know?
The parcel IDs and stuff, I believe, are on the deeds.
What do you think?
Yeah, you're fine the way that the motion's read.
Fine with the way the motion's written?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Have a good night.
Thanks,
You do the same. Number 4, this will be discussion and vote on appointment of cemetery commission. Anybody here will that come up and speak?
Shannon.
Carolyn Shanley?
Are we doing Carolyn?
So the Historical Commission is asking the Select Board to form a new cemetery commission to coordinate the continued historical restoration of all the cemeteries in town, which we have 6, 2 Mile, Couch, Center, Cedar Grove Chapel, and Old Winslow Burial Ground. Most of them have already been restored. There's 2 remaining, but they always have ongoing issues with stones, breaking, iron fencing, all that. These cemeteries have stones dating back to the 17th century, and they contain remains of men and women who came here or were born here and worked to forge this country. So the upkeep of these cemeteries is important, not only because of the history they represent, but also the financial contributions made to the community through tourism, ancestry research, art history, nature exploration, etc. Currently, the DPW is responsible for maintenance of the cemetery grounds in terms of grass and overgrowth and things like that, and burial services, which are separate functions and responsibilities. The stones are the property of the families that purchase them. The DPW does not touch them at all. But it has, in the years past, fallen on the town to take care of them, because a lot of these families either don't live here anymore, because some of these really old stones, families have moved on, they're not here, they're gone, just gone. So it's important to keep them up. Financially, the cemetery restoration is under the historic category of community preservation, and our Community Preservation Committee has been very generous with its support. I think we have received to date about $1.2 million, and almost all the cemeteries have been restored, and fencing and other maintenance projects. And we expect this to continue with their support. There was another commission several years ago. Some of the members who are on it are here, and they can speak to the specifics of a new commission. Tom Whalen, Norma, Mark McDonald, I think is still here. He's here. They were all on the commission before, and they could answer if you have specific questions about what was involved. I haven't personally spoken with Sean Patterson at the DPW, but one of our chair did, and he was okay with this. And I did send him an email the other day, and I didn't expect to hear back from him right away, so I told him, if I don't hear back from him, I'll assume he's okay with this first step. So That's where we are. We just think there's been, more damage done in the ensuing years since this commission disbanded. So we'd like to see it, as a historical commission, get started again so we can keep maintaining these stones. So, and several of the communities around here do have these commissions in place. Depending on the town, they have varied responsibilities. Some of them are more involved in the running of the cemeteries. We're right now just looking to focus on the decorum, the restoration and maintenance of the historical aspects. But most of our cemeteries have historical aspects because it is an old town, so.
Do you network with the other cemetery committees from other towns?
I haven't personally. I did work for a brief time for the cemetery commission, cemeteries and the DPW, and we did work on that aspect a lot with other towns, talk to them and go back and forth. But no, I haven't reached out to them.
I was gonna say, like,
But we probably should as we get into this process.
Yeah, because I'm just looking at that, if they have a consistent, the communities have been running consistent in those communities.
Right.
They may be able to provide some suggestions and
Yep.
guidance and.
I did look into them briefly online just to see, on their web pages for the different towns, they have, their jobs, and that's why I said some of them, they're all over the place in what they do. A lot of them are very, very involved in exactly the way the cemeteries are supposed to look. Others are just kind of doing small projects. I think it really depends on the town, what they negotiate, what they want them to manage, and what they want their Department of Public Works to manage. So it does vary from town to town.
Okay. Does
If you have
anybody,
specific questions about what the last commission did and what this one could do, these guys are here.
okay. Does anybody else want to speak to it, or is everybody good? All right, Trish, do you have any questions?
How many people would you be looking for?
How many were on the last commission?
2, 6, 7 people. That's
Seven?
a lot, Bill.
That's a lot of people, yeah.
So around,
So you want 7? You
Probably.
don't want 7?
7's hard to get
Everybody.
So
during the week or something like that.
you go with 5.
5 would be good, yeah.
So do you want us to cap it at 5?
Yeah. I think so.
So that brings up another question. If you approve this, like, would you want us to come up with a list of names and talking with the previous commission and, send it to you to approve?
I would say, well, first, we just got to establish the commission itself, and
Yeah.
and then a number, right? And then I believe that anybody that's interested will have to submit their paperwork in regards to being a part of this committee.
So would you guys publicize that, or would you want us to, the historical commission, to do that we're looking for interested members, or?
Oh, you could do that, the town can do that as well. I mean, the more avenues that you could advertise it, absolutely. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that,
Right,
so.
and filter it through your office?
But yeah, if they want to be part of this commission, come down and fill out, I think you can do it online as well. You can come down to the office,
Like
submit an application, and then give it to one of the staff members, and they'll relay it to the board members.
Right, right. And, we want to stress that we don't want to interfere with what the DPW does. It's a very separate function, so.
I think if you go through the town charter, you'll understand what the DPW role is in regards to the town. I would say, you guys are looking at the headstones anyways for the most part, right, in regards to.
Yeah, and there's other things like the fencing and gates and, different historical aspects that.
Yeah, those are the areas you'd want to talk to DPW in regards to all that, but I would say that they probably wouldn't have a problem with it, but I would say, yeah, definitely sit down with Sean and some of the DPW staff and see what they're willing to accept and not accept, and iron those details out with them.
Right. Yeah, I know that they aren't allowed to touch those stones, so that's why we're kind of advocating for a group that could, because they felt it's a liability for them to break them or to handle them where they are privately owned, so. But like I said earlier, a lot of them families are gone and they're not abandoned, but they're just not here anymore.
No, I get that,
Yeah.
and the whole thing is that it's important to carry forward those who are not here with us, and to do our best to upkeep those areas and everything like that. Not to say that the town is perfect about it, but I think people try and give it a shot to do that and everything. So I think you reactivating this group, I think hopefully will help that process going forward. So is there anything else to add?
No?
One more. Was it all residents that were on the commission, or was there anyone from town? No, okay, just making sure.
Tom Reynolds was on, he's from Braintree, but he was the superintendent of the
Of the
DPW. He was also on the board.
And Shaughnessy was on it too, right? Shaughnessy on it? Bob Shaughnessy?
Bob Shaughnessy was on it, yes.
Bob Shaughnessy was on
He's a
it.
resident, but he's also on the DPW board.
It might be helpful to have someone on either the board or DPW ask them to participate in this, because then you wouldn't have to be,
I think you have to.
you have to?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it would only be right to have them on there because I'm not quite sure anybody can touch anybody's headstone
Okay,
unless it's broken but they would need to be contacted.
okay,
Well,
all right.
So I think we just need to go,
Could you go to the podium and speak?
me, sure.
Just Mr. O'Donnell.
I need to announce myself.
Yeah, if you don't mind, please, to make it official.
Mark McDonald. So I applaud this happening again because like she said, we had this group and it was going good. And then it just, all of a sudden it dropped off the face of the earth. And I think that had to do with prior management is why there seemed to be a little bit of butting heads. So I think we need to work very, very hard and closely with the DPW. We all gotta remember, cemeteries fall under the DPW. There are several that don't, but they don't bother with those. And currently, right now, I know your office is holding briefcases that are very, very perfectly done to what they call skunk cemetery. And I can give you an explanation what skunk, how they got that name, but it's the Plainville Cemetery up off of School Street. Marshfield Kiwanis Club just did a great job repairing that. There's an opportunity for the town to take that over, and I think when I talked to Tom Whalen the other night, I think, there could be 2,000 sections, lots, for ashes, if that's what they try to do. And there's an avenue there for the town to make some revenue on that, but in return, the town would need to take care of it. So we need to work that out with the DPW, and I think this is, I applaud them for getting this going. Karen called me and asked me if I wanted to join. I respectfully declined, but I will be present because it's near and dear to me. I'm sure you can imagine that. So I speak for a lot of families. And a lot of families depend on us, so if somebody has to be moved in the cemetery, either myself or my brother has to be there while that move takes place. So there's give and take, and there's a continuity here that we need to keep. So we gotta make sure that the DPW, not only Sean, but the whole board needs to be, all good with this, and then we can all work together and come up with a common goal. We need to make these cemeteries start looking good again. So, that's all I got to say.
I agree with them. I think it needs to be a team approach. I did work for the cemeteries for a while, and there was a little bit of, two different camps, and I think if we're all together, we're helping them, they're helping us, and it would be a good team effort. And it's all for the better of the town, and
I don't think we have that problem anymore. I think we're okay with the current
Yeah, right now.
in the cemetery.
Yeah, in the
We're all
past,
good with that.
different.
I think we could all work together very, very nicely.
So we're going to say 4 residents and then a member of the DPW? Is that what we're going to say on the commission? I'm asking anyone that wants to answer me. What do you think, Carolyn?
I think, in all fairness, I think Matt is the superintendent of the cemeteries, of Granza Cemetery. So I think Matt Eby, he would be one of them. And obviously, Sean would be part of that. He would always be leaning over us and over Matt. And then, maybe a representative from the DPW board.
Okay, so 1 rep and then 4 residents. Does that sound good, Carolyn?
Well, we're just trying to get it going, so I wouldn't be on it, but the DPW board, whoever's on their DPW board would be a resident. Matt is not a resident, but he is definitely important. Yeah, exactly. I worked with Matt for years, and he's very, very, dedicated to the cemeteries, and it would be good for him to be in the know. So definitely, at least one
One rep.
person like that and a board member
I think you needed to say
and residents.
that. Okay.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just, do they have to have somebody from like the DPW as a representative actually sitting on the board, or do they need somebody as a representative to
You could
be at
have a
these
lia-
meetings?
You
or-
could have a liaison appointed, or you could have an official, you could have a member as a result, as part of the office. So you can do it either way.
I'm just, the only reason I say that is that if there's 5 citizens of the town that want to sit on the board, but then they can have a liaison that has to be there.
Could allow the board to name a designee. You could allow
Designate a
DPW
liaison.
to- Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, someone like Matt is day-to-day there. Every day he's on site there, so
So do you want to leave it, do you want
not a resident.
Trish and I to leave it as, leave it open to 5 members of the community, and then plus you have, and then require a liaison from the DPW to be part, as the liaison?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Basically, when Tom Reynolds was on it, he was the liaison with us from DPW. He was the superintendent at the time, so he was the liaison.
Yeah, he wouldn't be a voting member, is what you're saying.
We had a lot of votes. He might have, I don't know, he might have voted, I'm not sure.
That's what I'm saying, is that I would, I'm just thinking in regards to, if you have 5 members from the community, at least you get 5 votes there. And then you can, whoever's the representative from the DPW, in regards to guidance or whatever information you need, you can just base it off that, but they'll have, they'll be required, I guess, to at least participate when they're needed, I would look at. Is that
Yeah.
something that you want? Is that,
It's more like a working committee, like he was trying to say, that, they more come to consensus on ideas and projects and how to move forward with restoration than voting on, because everyone who's there wants to do this, so, on the commission, so, yeah, but it would be good to have a liaison from the DPW checking in all the time and being aware of what's going on. Because the work does involve being on site all the time, where they're working.
all right, so are we good with 5 committee members plus a liaison? Is that the way, or would you rather have a liaison as part of the committee? Like 4 members of the community plus the liaison?
If you set a max, we've got to see who we can find to be interested to do the work, too.
So we're going to leave it at 5 members of the community plus liaison, right?
Yeah, I would say up to
Okay.
5. Because a liaison might not always be there, just keeping them apprised of.
Okay. Are you good with that, Trish? All right. I move to form a 5-member cemetery commission, plus a liaison from the DPW, consisting of a list of a makeup of a committee, consisting of a list makeup committee. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So like I said, it's a 5-member plus a liaison. So whoever's interested, just submit their paperwork to the select board office, either through email or come down, fill it out. And then maybe within a month, we can put this all together and get you moving.
Yeah, so I can help with that. Who should I communicate with? With Kate or Jenna, or?
Yeah, Peter, Kate, Jenna.
Yeah, one of us.
You can communicate through the select board as well, just to keep us updated, so whatever avenue you choose.
Okay.
I'd say it wouldn't be any harm to communicate to them through, with the select board attached, so we know what's going on as well.
Okay.
Discussion and vote on appointment of historic commission. So this seems to be a big one. I went through this and, I was kind of surprised the way the state law set it up in regards to how this is. I was impressed. It's probably one of the one thing I guess whoever put this together in regards to state laws, I was like, well, they did a pretty good job on it. So, Carolyn, you want to give us everybody a brief overview of it? That'd be great.
Yeah, so the Historical Commission, again, is asking the Select Board to appoint a local historic district study committee to explore establishing local historic districts in Marshfield. It's a long process, as you probably figured from that. It may or may not happen, but we have to start off with studying it. I think there's a report that has to be submitted to the state before it can go anywhere. I'm just still learning about all the details, but this came up. I think the town did try to start it years ago, and it wasn't successful at the time. But every month, we're getting more and more demolition requests from the building department on houses that are over 75 years old that people want to take down, and we don't really have a lot of tools to control what goes up in their place. We have a demolition delay bylaw on the books, but it expires after a year. People can wait us out for a year. There's really not a lot of teeth in it. Depends on the party who comes before us, whether we can work well with them or whether it'll happen. So these historical districts are one of the oldest and strongest forms of protection for historic properties. And as the state says in their form, that in the booklet that you have, that the three major purposes, as stated in Mass General Law, Chapter 40C, are to preserve and protect the distinctive characteristics of buildings and places significant in the history of the Commonwealth and its cities and towns, to maintain and improve the setting of those buildings and places, to encourage new designs compatible with existing buildings in the district. Several of our buildings and properties in Marshfield are already listed in the Mass Cultural Resource Information System with the Commonwealth, and we hope that the town will pursue this bylaw change ordinance that can further preserve these properties. It's a complex process, we know, but we just want to start it and see where we go. It's going to involve really the whole town, giving their opinion on it. We had already kind of put out some feelers on social media. I think I might have given them to you, Trish, a lot of comments from people. There's definitely different camps. I've talked to the head of the zoning board about this, zoning bylaws, about, the problems with the code changes in preserving or restoring houses. And, there's just so many reasons not to do it, just as many reasons to do it. So we thought we would really push it and see where we can go with it, do a study on it with this committee, which is the first step. And the state recommends several different types of people beyond the committee. It's a little more complex than the cemetery committee, ranging from a board of select board member, planning board, department heads, realtors, educators, the whole gamut of
Architects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, maybe the town will say no, maybe the town will say yes, I don't know, but we know the character of if you've lived here a long time, the character of this town is changing very rapidly. And on the Historical Commission, like I said, we are asked every month to demo a house, give permission to demo a house, and we can see it changing. And historic districts can be as small as one house in a community or a whole street, or a combination thereof. I have a few maps here that they're a little outdated from the state, they haven't updated it, that shows where in Massachusetts has historic districts, and most of the towns around here do. This map doesn't show it, but Norwell has some, Situate has overlay districts. Kingston is pending, Duxbury has them now since this map was done. We don't, there's a couple of towns that don't, but all of Nantucket is a historic district. A lot of Martha's Vineyard is, which is where it started. But it started around here. Well, it started in South Carolina originally, but it came here in Boston and Nantucket primarily. So, and these committee, you're probably familiar with Sandwich. Some areas of Sandwich are very, very strict in their historical district, making everything look a certain way. But what the historical district does is it only it only looks at what you can see from the sidewalk or the street. That's what we want to kind of have a say on, that it blends into the community. People can do whatever they want inside. And it's not me, it's not the Historical Commission deciding this. It would be a committee of people from the town who get together and decide what the parameters would be. Maybe it's 3 things. Maybe it's like Situate has, Sandwich has 100 things. I don't know. A committee would have to vote, and I believe, I've read 2 different things, but I think it would have to go to town meeting. I'm not positive to be finally accepted, because it's a bylaw change. So Greg could probably speak to that. I don't know if he's still here. But, yeah, we think it's worth starting before this town is unrecognizable as to what it was for years. So, like I said, the town will decide whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but we, as a historical commission, want to push the topic.
I know you said you tried to get something like this going before, and there didn't seem to be any interest in it.
It was way before, I don't even think I was born. I think it was like, someone else may be able to remember when it was, but it was a long time ago.
All right, but I
Maybe
mean,
in the 60s.
I think in regards to a little cover letter you sent, I think
Oh,
you
yeah.
presented, and there didn't seem to be an appetite for it. Was there any reason given in regards to,
For not doing it?
yeah, not,
Well, people, I think, are concerned about having government come in and tell them what to do with their property, and that's certainly understandable. Nobody wants that. But on the other hand, if you move into certain neighborhoods, it's, you're moving there usually because of the way it looks. And, some neighbors have a lot of character. Some of them, don't. And the town, over the last couple of years, I've talked to people in different communities in municipal government, and it has really helped a lot of town, it brings up the value of homes in historic districts. And some are more into it, some aren't. But I think the negative for people is having government tell them what to do with their property. But, we can control that with how much we allow in our committee would allow. Maybe we say, if you're gonna buy on this street, you have to build, all, Victorian homes, or, on the facade. But then you can have ultra-modern on the inside. It's your decision, but we just want to kind of maintain certain neighborhoods. And what those neighborhoods are yet, we don't know. That will involve a committee looking at and talking to town residents, and talking, obviously, to the property owners in those neighborhoods that we want to look at. Some of the areas we've been concerned with were Brant Rock, on the road across the seawall. We've been concerned with Old Wrexham, which is very distinct neighborhoods with a certain look. There's a few of them. There's Green Harbor. They're all over the place. Marshfield Hills Village is considered a historic district, but it's on the National Register as a historic district, which is a federal recognition. But it is not. People there, if there was some outlier who wanted to do something totally different with the house, legally they could in that neighborhood, because it's not a bylaw change.
yeah, I mean, I look at it as what you're seeing today. I think I understand people, and this would be myself as well, is that you don't want the government to dictate what you do to your property. But the whole thing is that even though there are a number of people that have been living in town for years, there's a number of people that have moved into Marshfield for a reason. And the whole thing is that I look at it that as we see what's going on in the town now, that it's important to protect the character of the town going forward. And my look at it is that this would be another tool in the toolbox to help do that going forward in the future, in my thoughts. So I'm not opposed to letting this go forward, to put a vote on it, and it'll be interesting what you put together for a committee and see what you come up with in regards to either a house or a district or whatever else like that, to protect Marshfield as a community in the future. So it's, I think, on the overall, it's not a bad thing, and the other thing is that it has to go before a town meeting anyway, so
Yeah.
the town will have a chance to vote on it. This won't be an overall select board decision
No,
to
no.
make this. It'll have to go to the town meeting, and I believe if you decide to go forward with a district, that I think that has to be presented to the town meeting as well, for that to happen as well, so. Trish, you have anything to add?
So if we did down the future, get that bylaw changed, would we be able to make that Marshfield Hills area a
Yeah.
historic official?
I think that would be an easy one because
Okay, because it already is.
it kind of already has that designation as a
Yeah.
historic, it is somewhat protected with federal recognition. And people who live there, I think deliberately
Agreed.
live there for a reason.
No, I'm good,
But,
thank you.
Yeah, we could find out that the town is overwhelmingly, no way, we don't want anything like that in town, okay. Or, yes, so we don't really know.
I'll be
I mean, I've
shocked,
talked-
I'll be shocked if you get an overwhelming no from the town, to be
I've
honest with
heard
you.
from both. You know, a few people I've talked to, I've heard like why we shouldn't and why we should. And so we'd like to just find out. We think it's worth exploring. Like I said, every month we're getting demo requests for houses
Yeah.
that we see the pictures on. We look at the houses and they're like, what is wrong with that house? But, you know, and it's always something bigger and different going up, so,
Oh, no,
not always, but I mean, it's.
generally it is.
Yeah, generally.
It's, believe me, there's some houses that have caught my eyes. I don't even know how that was approved, so.
Exactly.
I agree. So, all right, I gotta go, I think there's a special process here to start this anyways. To start for the committee. So,
Yeah, this committee's would be a little bit more diverse, to try to get a cross-representation of.
okay, so, the vote to establish a local historic district study committee. There is hereby established under the provisions of the Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 40C, General Laws, a local historic district study committee consisting of 3 to 7 members, which shall make an investigation and report of the historic significance of the buildings, structures, features, sites, or surroundings included in such proposal, local historic district, or districts as the committee may recommend, and shall submit a final report with its recommendations after a public hearing, together with a map of the proposed district or districts and a draft of a proposed ordinance, meaning bylaw, to the city, excuse me.
town meeting.
To the town, yeah, town meeting, thank you. So with that said, do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, I wish you well, and, you know, something, that's the other thing is, we're gonna need, if you have people in mind for this committee, you're
Yeah.
gonna need to submit,
Yep, same process, yep.
yeah, the select board, okay?
Yeah, it's not gonna be fast, that's for sure.
You never know.
I think it's a lengthy process, but there it goes.
You may be willing to get people to sign up for it, as to say, on a quick basis. I thank you, though.
Okay, thanks.
Carolyn.
What time is it? Appreciate it. Here's another big one. Discussion and vote on appointment of town playground committee. You had much thought on this, Trish, in regards to how you want to set this up, or?
Well, Diane's here, what are we gonna?
Is Diane here?
Yeah,
Where is she?
she's right there.
She hide? Oh, Diane, you want to come and speak to this, or are you good? Hi. Hey, do you want to speak more on the playground, or are you all set?
I wasn't here to speak on the playground, but do you have
Okay,
a question?
I just told you were here, I wasn't too sure if that was.
Okay.
All right. So, I know Diane she made her comments at the last meeting, and, she's kind enough to send us a letter. So she's stating, as the committee would not be involved in the current project of getting the playgrounds up to code, but they would be very valuable in keeping playgrounds nice, helping to expand on new potential areas if needed and wanted, support the DPW efforts to get a budget line item for maintenance on time meeting warrants and more. The committee can meet at the DPW meeting room if you don't want them using the select board chamber. Diane's volunteered to be the liaison for the DPW. I've reached out to Patrick Sullivan asking if he can put me in touch with someone from the schools who would be willing to be a liaison. I do not have Bud's contact information, but I know he stated he is aware and willing to help. Also, 2 have been appointed by you to the ADA committee. So I have talked to Bud about this twice, and whatever he does for another work between the last time we had the discussion and tonight, he's not able to make it. And I did ask him to send in, if you could email the select board in regards to what his thoughts are and everything. Because he did have interest in trying to, he felt that the ADA committee would be a great place for the playground committee. Of course, he never got back to us, so I don't know if he just forgot or whatever. I know there's lots of interest in regards to doing the playground committee, but I just don't know if we should wait until Bud's available to speak on it, or if you want to move forward. How do you feel about it, Trish?
Well, I think we talked about possibly having the building commissioner, representative from the ADA committee, a representative from the DPW, which would be Diane, a representative from the select board, and then a certain number of residents. So you just said he's thinking of the ADA committee.
Well, my look at it was that the ADA would be combined to do the playground committee as well. My look at my thought as well as his was that with everything going on, that he felt that the ADA committee would be a good spot to also them encompassing the playground committee.
I think when Diane spoke, though, she didn't feel that that would be advantageous, that they should be separate. Correct?
Oh, Mr. Chairman, I do have a comment, if that's okay. Diane Jordan,
Name and address, please.
Bancroft Street, Chair of the Board of Public Works. So I did send another resident who's also a teacher, and possibly she could be, liaison/board member, but from the schools. And I did hear back from Patrick Sullivan, who was sending me information to the school committee and said they would get back to me with anyone who would be interested. But you do have a teacher on the list now. And also, just, again, with regard to the ADA committee, so this is the second meeting that Bud hasn't made with us. So I'm sure his heart is in the right place, but maybe it just doesn't have the time. So again, I don't think it's appropriate to combine those committees. But you have a combination already with two members who are on the ADA committee and will be on the playground committee, so definitely we'll have overlap that way. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane.
Diane, quick question. How many people do you want on this committee?
I thought that was up to you guys, but I think you have 6, are there 6 people on that list, or
I have
that I sent?
I think 5.
5. That's Colleen Couples, I believe. Is
No, she sent the email. I might have made it confusing. I just put her comments and then the
Okay.
teacher's name. So that's 6 people plus the liaison from the DPW.
So 6 people plus a liaison?
Well, those were the interested people, so they're all very interested. So I don't know what you will choose or want to do for a member count, but those are the people that you have so far.
So,
Plus the building.
all right, so this is what I'm trying to figure out, the makeup of the
Right.
committee. You want building commissioner, representative from the ADA committee, representative from the DPW, representative from the select board, and a certain number of residents? Or do you just want a number of residents to be on the committee, but then have these people as,
I think that the building commissioner is not going to be on the committee,
all right, so.
but would be, certainly be consulting with them, definitely.
All right, so no building commissioner.
Right, not on the committee.
Representative ADA
Well,
committee?
you could, but you do have 2 members who are on the ADA committee that you appointed. I don't think, they haven't had any meetings or anything.
Just trying to
Yeah.
get your thoughts here.
So,
No one from the ADA on the committee.
I mean, if they wanted to be, but I don't think anybody has reached out or come to a meeting or expressed any interest, so.
I mean, I look at it as that there probably should be at least one person from the ADA on.
Well, you have 2, because you have 2 people who want to be on the playground committee who you've just appointed to the ADA committee.
Right, but we don't know who else wants to be, I mean, the whole thing is that we'll have to put out a thing who wants to be on the committee.
Okay.
We already got names, but we also have to, if anybody else is in town, after we establish this, we have to take names from other people.
Yeah, okay,
So-
great.
So do you think at least one person from the ADA committee would be appropriate to be on the,
I think if you can find somebody who wants to do it, that would be great,
okay, so at least one representative.
if possible.
A representative from DPW, do you think, you don't need a representative to be actually on the committee, right?
I was going to be a liaison. I don't think I need to be on the committee. No, I wouldn't be on it, but as Mr. Warren had suggested, as a liaison.
So as someone from the DPW as a liaison, is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Representative, I mean, the whole thing is that with the select board, there'll be a liaison automatically from the select board, because we'll, at the end of the day, we'll have the oversight.
Okay,
So whoever I choose to be the liaison on the select board, then that'll be that. So I would say, so what I see here, as Trish asked, 5 people enough? Do you want to go the full 7? Or do you want to keep it at 5?
do you do, like, you know how they have an alternate sometimes? Would you do 5 people and then an alternate in
Well,
case?
I'm
I don't know how
glad-
that works.
Exactly, because that's the one thing I know other committees have alternates, and that's the one thing I've been meaning to inquire on, how this whole alternate thing works.
Right.
And everything. So let's put it this way. Do you want to go with 5 members, and then we can discuss how the alternate thing works, and if we can add it at a future date?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Okay?
I think an alternate's a good idea because they're all parents, so, you never know, kid gets sick.
Yeah, I'd like to find out how this whole alternate, because I'm glad you brought that up, because it's one thing when I watch the meetings, I mean, there's an alternate here, and I'm like, I gotta find out more about this
Right.
whole alternate thing, so. Okay. So everybody you listed, besides the ADA, a representative from the ADA committee, we're gonna not put on the committee, and we'll just take whatever residents submit their applications, and then we'll establish the committee at a later date.
Right.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm glad you're continuing to discuss it.
So 5, you good with,
I think 5, yeah.
5 is good?
I think so.
Okay.
Mhm.
5 member, and I'll put in, including 1 representative from the ADA. So.
Unless,
number-
sorry, so if you don't get a representative from the ADA, does that dismiss the whole thing, or is that just if possible? Okay, all right, thanks.
So, Peter, let me know if I motion this right, and if I need to tweak my wording on it. So I move to form,
Mr. Chair, may I make a comment real quick, please?
yes, name and address, please.
Andrew Stewart, Marshfield Building Commissioner.
Yes, Andrew.
If you appoint me to this committee, I can serve on this committee and the AD committee. I can make sure that I'm a liaison between the both of you. I can report to you, and I am the only one qualified to ultimately inspect the playgrounds and also inspect for ADA compliance. So it only makes sense for me to be on both committees. You don't have to appoint somebody from the ADA committee. You just can have me on both committees.
So the building commissioner, but also a representative from, are you on the ADA committee?
I think he is.
Andrew, are you there?
I believe you guys appointed me onto the ADA committee with all the new members recently. If not, I should be, quite honestly. I always wanted to be, and for whatever reason, wasn't on.
All right, you know something, Andrew? Let's put it this way. We're just trying to let the committee form right now, and then why don't we discuss this at a future date and find out how we're gonna make this all work, and then we can go from there. Does that sound okay? Is Andrew still there? Andrew, can you hear us?
Yeah, whatever you want to do, Eric. Like I said, I'm available to be on the committee right now if you want to make the decision.
No, well, the whole thing is that right now, Andrew, is that we're trying to establish the committee in itself, not the names, but just establish the committee going forward. So just submit whatever you want.
I'm just saying the position of building commissioner it would be probably advisable to have that position on the committee.
All right, I see what he's saying now. What do you think?
Yes, but what about going forward?
In what way?
What if Andrew is no longer working here or whatever, so that.
You can recompose, you
You can
can,
okay.
yeah, you can change the composition if somebody succeeds Andrew and isn't interested in serving in it, but if he's, he's certainly got the qualifications and would add a lot of value on it, so it would make sense to put him on.
Okay, I'm fine.
All right, so what do we just say, move to form a 5-member playground committee, including the building commissioner?
Yeah.
All right, I move to form a 5-member playground committee. This will include the building commissioner, consisting of the list makeup of the committee. Do I have a second?
Were you going to add the ADA?
Well, Andrew is going to be,
He can,
Okay, all right.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question. I'm sorry to interrupt your motion. So I didn't realize that Andrew wanted to be on the committee, but if he really wants to be, absolutely, I think he should be. So now you have 6 residents with qualifications plus the, plus the building commissioner / playground inspector.
go for a 7-member.
So I think 7 is a great idea.
7.
so, let's put it this way. I can go for 7, but should I still include the building commissioner into the motion?
Yeah.
As someone that's,
Yeah, because that'll get you 7. So just do it, it'll work.
all right, so I move to form a 7-member playground committee, including the building commissioner, consisting of list makeup of the committee. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, what time is it? What else is next here? All right, I think we have time to do this one other item before we got to roll into the ZBA meeting. Discussion and vote on request for permission to hold block party on August 23rd, 2025. Dear Select Board members, the host committee of the residents in the area of Ridge Road from Ferry Street to Bayberry Road respectfully request your authorization to host the block party on Saturday, August 23rd from 3 to 7 p.m. The exact location would be Ridge Road between Shipyard and Meadow Lane. Invitees by paper pamphlet would include the residents of Ridge Road between Ferry and Bayberry, as well as those on Mallard Street, Shipyard Road, Newton, and Meadow Lane. Attendees would bring their own beverages, and alcoholic consumption would be confined to private property. We would like to make a food truck available for a couple of hours. The host committee will identify volunteers to self-police, set up, and clean up. Attendees would primarily be residents, but there is parking available on the side streets accessible to Bayberry and Newton. Would be happy to respond to any questions or concerns you might have, provide additional details as they unfold. Respectfully, Julie Cox, William McDonald, Joseph Hackett, and Margaret Tufts. Chief LaSava says, as long as there's access for our apparatus and no fire hydrants are obstructed, there's no issues. And Jason Luschetti of the Marshfield Police Department, is the plan to block, close the road? How will that be done? Emergency vehicles will still have to access. Any block in the road will have to be movable. So I guess they'll be aware of that if there's any, they are blocking the road, that they'll have to be easily removable in case emergency vehicles have to get by. Do you have any questions or comments on it, Trish?
No. Thank you.
I move to approve the request from Julie Cox, Joseph Hackett, William McDonald, and Margaret Tufts to hold a block party on Ridge Road between Shipyard and Meadow Lane on August 23rd, 2025, from 3 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. Contingent on approvals from police and fire. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Maybe we can get another one in here. Discussion and vote on request for permission to accept donation, Council on Aging. The donation here from the Erie Society of Boston, $500 in memory of Edris Kelly. Any questions or comments, Trish?
No, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, absolutely. I motion to grant permission to the Council on Aging to accept a donation in the amount of $500 from the Erie Society of Boston in memory of Idris Kelly. Do I have a second?
Second?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Discussion vote request permission to waive permit fees relative to work at Harbor Master Building 100 Central Street. Do you have any comments or questions on this, Trish?
No.
I move to approve the request from the building department to waive all building permit fees relative to any proposed work at the Harbor Master Building 100 Central Street. Do I have a second?
Second?
Aye.
Aye.
Discussion vote and request permission to waive permit fees relative to work at Historic Winslow House, Building 634 Caswell Street, Building Department. Do you have any comments or questions, Trish?
Do not.
Motion, I approve the request from the building department to waive all building permit fees relative to any proposed work at the Historic Winslow House, Building 634 Caswell Street. Do I have a second?
Second?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 11, discussion and vote on application for annual peddler's license, Hero Hospitality Group. Name of applicant, I think it's High Tron, address 8 Forest Ave, Quincy, Mass. 02169. Name of business, Hero Hospitality Group. Type of business, hospitality. Other information, food truck. This is for a peddler's license. Any questions or comments, Trish?
No.
I move to approve an annual peddler's license for High-Tron of Hero Hospitality Group Food Truck, contingent on approval from Board of Health. Do I have a second?
Second?
Aye.
Aye.
Discussion vote on temporary liquor license application, Marshfield Agricultural and Historical Society. Name of applicant, Carlton Chandler. Name of business organization, Marshfield Agricultural and Horticultural Society. Date of event, August 15th through 24th, 2025, 10 days. Hours of event, noon to 10 p.m. Daily. Location of event, Marshfield Fairgrounds, 140 Main Street. All alcoholic beverages was checked off. Liability insurance, name and town of Marshfield, additionally insured, checked off. Copy of tips certification was checked off. This event will be held outdoors. If in outdoors, please include well-defined scale plan or consumption area that includes but not limited to, that is on file. Signed by Colin Chandler. Insurance, tips, and all the paperwork appears to be there. Any comments or questions, Trish?
No.
I move to approve the temporary liquor license to Carlton Chandler of the Marshall Agricultural and Horticultural Society to serve all alcohol beverages at the annual Marshall Fair located at 140 Main Street on August 15, 2025 through August 24, 2025 from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. contingent on approval from police. Copy of liquor liability insurance, name of the town of is additionally insured, and tip certification. Do I have a second?
Second?
Aye.
Aye.
Marshall Agricultural Horticultural Society, Marshall Fair, applicant P.O. Box 5, Marshall, Mass. 02050, location of event, Marshall Fairgrounds, 140 Main Street. Event description, annual Marshall Fair, date and times, August 15th through 24th, 2025, 10 days, noon to 10 p.m. This type of entertainment applying is for live music, amplification system, karaoke, recorded music. Estimated number of persons who will attend, 155,000. Please state whether as part of the entertainment, any person will be permitted to appear on premises depicted in any motion picture or television screens in any manner or attire so to expose to the public view any portion of the pubic area, anus, or genitals, or any stimulation thereof, or any other female person be permitted to appear on the premises in a manner as attired to expose the public view of any portion of the breast below or top of the arrow, or any stimulation thereof, and that's checked off no. It's an outdoor event. Obviously, music and motor shows in the middle of the grounds, facing away from neighbors. Will there be a tent? Yes. Will there be food served event? Yes. Signed off on Colin Chandler. No issues from fire. And police have no issues as well. So, I move to approve a temporary entertainment license to Colin Chandler of the Marshfield Agricultural and Horticultural Society for live music amplification system, recorded music, and karaoke at the annual Marshfield Fair located at 140 Main Street on August 15, 2025 through August 24, 2025, from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. contingent on approval from police and fire. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Does ZBA mind holding off? We just got a few more things to get off the table here. Thank you. Discussion and vote on Sunday entertainment license for Marshfield Fair, Fiesta shows. 14, I guess. Name of establishment is Fiesta Shows, Marshfield Fair, 33 South River Street, Marshfield Fair. Licensed and authorized representative John Flynn, Fiesta Shows. 8/17/2025, amusement rides and games to 8/24/2025. 12 o'clock, amusement rides and games. I think that's it. I move to approve the Sunday entertainment license to John Flynn of Fiesta Shows for amusement rides and games at annual Marshfield Fair, located at 140 Main Street on Sunday, August 17, 2025, and on Sunday, August 24, 2025, from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Discussion and vote on request to hold dance at Wrexham Beach parking lot on July 25, 2025, rain date July 26, 2025, Wrexham Beach Community Association. So I know this is brought before this. Previously, they say that the RBCA requested permission to hold a dance on Friday, July 25, 2025. Initially, another event was scheduled at Wrexham for that date, but the beach department and the RCBA worked out a solution. So per the request of the Wrexham Beach Community Association, the Beaches Department, please grant permission for the RBCA to hold a dance on Friday, July 25th with the rain date of Friday, August 1st. Everything else is approved in the past. This is just a day change on this one. So I move to grant permission for the Wrexham Beach Community Association to hold a dance at the Wrexham Beach parking lot from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on July 25th, 2025, with the rain date of August 1st, 2025, contingent on the approval of police, fire, and the beaches. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Discussion and vote on request permission to place flags on Town Green honoring International Overdose Awareness Day from August 26, 2025 to September 1st, 2025. I would like to have an appointment with the Select Board in the next month or so to address the following: overdose awareness flags on Town Green permit, August 26th through December 1st, International Overdose Awareness Vigil, Day Vigil in Harbor Park, August 28th to 2025, 6 to 8 p.m. Mary Price, Chair. I move to grant permission for flags to be placed on Town Green from August 26, 2025 to September 1st, 2025 to honor International Overdose Awareness Day, contingent on approval from the Historical Commission. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Discussion and vote to request permission to hold International Overdose Awareness Day. I move to grant permission to Marshfield Fax to hold, actually, you know something, Trish, I didn't think to ask you in the last one. Do you have any questions or comments on this?
No, and I know Mary's on here, but we've done this before.
Okay. I move to grant permission for Marshfield Fax to hold the International Overdose Awareness Day Vigil at Harbor Park on August 28, 2025 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so I move for the Select Board to go into the joint public meeting with the Zoning Board of Appeals and to adjourn the Select Board meeting. I shouldn't adjourn this, right? Peter?
You don't have to.
No, 'cause we're still in session technically, so.
The other boys have to join you.
Yeah, the other boys have to, if they're all together, yeah. So, all right, I'm gonna move to the Select Board to go into the joint public meeting with the Zoning Board of Appeals. Brian, I think you guys need, if there's a quorum, I think you guys need to vote yourselves in, right?
Yeah, they have a Brian, you want to call your board to order?
I'm gonna, yeah, I'll move out of here so you have room. Yeah.